resources. So we just want to ensure that they have real-time access and the figure that they are receiving to prepare the financial statements are accurate.
Mr. Chair, that is not the way we should go. I know they want a view so that we can reconcile both figures. That is fine, reconciliation to double check. And respectfully, I don't think it is the best. We are all working very hard to improve on our public financial management systems, including our revenue generation. And that can be seen on that. And that is what the auditor, the Controller Accountant General has said, that now they have a view of that. And we're working with the ICOMs, that is customs, and then the gatesmans, which is the other systems. And so we will get there. It's just a view, maybe for reconciliation. But respectfully, to say that you cast doubts on numbers that are given, I totally disagree with that.
Yeah, Chairman, if the auditors are going the way they are going, then it probably means that they'll have to be hooked to every system in government, including, I believe, the account that they consolidate. Some come from even the district assemblies. So are they going to be hooked to every system to be able to verify or authenticate? They should believe what some other institutions say. That's my view.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, who is the Controller Accountant General? Who is it to government?
Government accountant, government paymaster, and he's the one sitting on my left.
And you want to say that the government accountant should not have access to the books of record of government?
No, Mr. Chairman, then you didn't hear what I said. I said I agree with them that they want that for reconciliation purposes so that they can all double check and be sure that this is it. But to say that you doubt whether it is right or wrong, that is where I have a little bit of a challenge. But what I'm saying is that it is good that, and that is why we all do reconciliation. And that is why they are advising that they have a view of the revenues that come in, and then they compare with whatever is reported to them from GRA. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying any other thing apart from this.
The Public Financial Management Act made it clear. The controller is accountant for government. He records all revenues that comes in. He records all the expenditure that are incurred, the loan facility that are taken, liabilities, asset, everything. They must have access to all. If I'm an accountant to a company and I cannot have access to the system being used to generate revenue or capture the expenditure, then what am I doing? On that basis, I agree with the auditors that the Controller and Accountant General should not be fed with information. They must have access to go and get the information themselves directly.
Mr. Chairman, I also agree with that too. It's just that position that they stated, but I agree perfectly with what they are saying. So we are all on the same page.
I disagree with my ranking member.
Mr. Chairman, just my last point, and whether it should not be the case that if the GRA is considering any platform for revenue mobilization or assurances, the Controller and Accountant General, who is the government accountant, be in sync with them, so they will all work together as maybe one entity in such a situation, rather than wait for one to complete before you are being carried along. Maybe it will. It's just a recommendation. If you think it will.
Yes, thank you, and we'll take that into consideration every time. Thank you,
Mr. Chairman. Auditors, well, as usual, we are back to you. I think based on your earlier comments, we'll take it that it's work in progress. But I wish that it is. We all agree here that the recommendation is right, is good. It will help us. It will help us in Parliament. And she knows the struggles sometimes we go through to know how much is coming to the District Assembly Common Fund and so on and so forth. All these could resolve it easily for all of us. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. That should be all for them on this.
Thank you very much. We have come to the end of all the findings of the Auditor General. But colleagues, if you have any question based on the accounts you are at liberty to do so. But I want to ask first question. Page 30 of the account. Page 30 of the account, not of the report. That is the statement of financial position as of 31st December 2022, signed by the Controller and Accountant General himself, dated 27th March 2023. And I look at the total liability of government, 810.4 billion Ghana cedis. I want a confirmation from the Controller and Accountant General. Is that the case? As of December 2022, 810.4 billion Ghana cedis. Is that the total liabilities, both current and non-current?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. This figure is for the three levels of government: the central government, the local government, and the SOEs. Together, we have 810.
So you are confirming that. I don't want to know which portion belongs to central government, local government, and the SOE. I just want to know, because we are looking at the whole of government.
Whole of government.
Yes.
Sure.
And this has moved from 459 billion as of December 2021. That's the comparative figure in the report. 459 billion to 810 billion in 1 year. Is that the case?
Honorable Chair, 2021, some institutions were not part of the consolidation. Now, 2022, institutions like Bank of Ghana, other national banks, state-owned institutions, taking, especially with the banks taking deposits and so on and so forth, this figure has to go up. So that is the reason. It's not that government, more institutions.
I have not asked of the reason.
No, what I'm saying is that more institutions were brought on board.
So I have not asked of reasons. I'm only saying that the figure moved from 459 to 810. Is that not the case? Yes, that is the case.
That's the case.
If I go further to ask, give me the reason, then you can explain that. Okay?
Thank you.
But I'm not going to ask for the reasons.
Okay.
But what all that I know is that the total public debt or liability has moved from 459 to 810 in 1 year.
In 1 year, because
in the report,
in 1 year, because more institutions have been added to it.
It means that in 2021, what he captured didn't cover the entirety of government.
No, because that was...
It didn't cover the entirety of government because some institutions were not added.
Yes.
You have added them in 2022. Probably even 2023, you will add more. So it means that we are not capturing the total liability of government. Isn't the case? Isn't the case?
Honorable Chair, what we are doing is to get whole of government information.
I understand. When we get whole of government, we'll then know the total liability of government, isn't it? Okay. Both central, local, and SOEs.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, with your permission, I would like to say this. And in 2022, when we consolidated, Bank of Ghana is there. Every bank account sitting at Bank of Ghana at the time, to the Bank of Ghana is a liability. So because we are consolidating line by line, Bank of Ghana is all the accounts that Bank of Ghana, all the balances in the account that Bank of Ghana is managing is part of this liability. So there's a need for net off. So when we net off, this figure will come down significantly.
the whole of account should have netted off.
Yes. So
you don't tell me that if you net off, when are you going to net it off?
No, yeah, that's what I'm coming.
No,
now,
if you take central government, local government, and SOE, the whole of government, you net it off before you say this figure.
Mr. Chair, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, yes, we have started a process, and this process is ongoing. So when we get to where every institution has been captured and this netting off being done, then we can then establish the real position.
Let me also
Ranking.
Let me also see some clarification. I'm looking at the same page, page 30 of the accounts. I noticed that there was also significant increase in your property, plant and equipment. Actually, the figure rose from 91 billion to 226 billion. Can you explain that one?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. In fact, that was what we discussed earlier on, that after deploying the fixed assets register template, we were able to capture a lot of legacy fixed assets for the government. And out of what were captured, we validated over 15% of that total, and that amount was included in the account.
I also noticed that your net assets over liabilities was only increased by 8 billion. I think that is good. Thank you. Thank you very well.
You see, Mr. Control and Accountant General, from what the ranking said, it's a follow-up. You see, the numbers for 2021, you probably had a list of companies or list of accounts that you put together. 2022, you added more to it. So to say that the difference is just 8 billion will not be accurate, because if the list for 2022, if you use the same list for 2021, the accounts will be different. Isn't that so?
Yeah. Okay. Let me answer your question, my brother. It's for the same reason that the liabilities also increased, because of the addition of other entities. So they took their liabilities and they took their assets. Are you answering? I'm explaining to my colleague.
We are comparing. Ranking, it looks like we are comparing apples and oranges here, because the list of accounts in 2021 is different from the list in 2022.
Chairman, I understand you. Let's move on. Okay.
Yes, Chairman.